again, at what we think, he helped you come into the game. He gave you the spotlight. Like, why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it. Because I don't want to bring up mine.
So Tank is kind of the same thing maybe, because he's too close to Floyd. Floyd's like, no, I'm the best. I'm not.
You get what I'm saying? Like it don't, like it's up and down. Because some people will discredit what I've done.
Gervonta Tank Davis recently went on an explosive rant about Floyd Mayweather during a live session, claiming that Mayweather wanted him to lose. Davis expressed frustration with how his career was managed, suggesting he was placed in situations where he was expected to fail. He recalled a specific moment when he felt set up for defeat. His first world title fight at just 21 years old, with a record of 16-0. Davis believes Mayweather positioned him in a way that was meant to lead to his downfall. Despite the circumstances, he proved his doubters wrong and emerged victorious. His comments highlight the long-rumored tension between him and Mayweather, his former promoter. While Mayweather played a crucial role in Davis's rise to stardom, Davis seems to believe that not all of Mayweather's decisions were in his best interest. This latest rant has only reignited speculation about their complicated relationship and whether lingering issues still affect them. Though Davis has now established himself as one of boxing's biggest stars, his remarks suggest that his past with Mayweather remains a source of frustration.
I was still on top.
With Floyd? We said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was going to lose. But
you talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, a boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0. 16-0. And I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on a shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game.
Tank Davis recently opened up about a difficult period in his career, revealing that he felt forced into a fight under unfair circumstances. According to Davis, he had no choice but to accept the fight despite the personal struggles he was facing at the time. Financially, he was in a dire situation, struggling so much that he was evicted from his home and had to sell his belongings just to survive. What makes it worse for Davis is that, even while dealing with these hardships, he was still looking out for other fighters. He took it upon himself to educate them about the business side of boxing, ensuring they understood the struggles he endured so they wouldn't have to face the same obstacles. However, now that he has overcome those struggles and established himself as one of boxing's biggest stars, he feels betrayed by some of the very people he once helped. When asked directly whether he believed Floyd Mayweather intentionally put him in that situation, Davis didn't hesitate. He said, "For sure." He suggested that Mayweather wanted to diminish his career despite being the person who helped bring him into the spotlight. While Davis didn't go into too much detail, he hinted that personal issues played a role in their conflict. One of The biggest rumors surrounding their fallout involve speculation that Davis may have been involved with Mayweather's daughter. While he stopped short of confirming anything, his words made it clear that their tension went beyond just business. This latest revelation adds more layers to their already complicated relationship, suggesting that the problems between them may have been deeper than the public ever realized. Despite their past success together, it appears their issues remain unresolved, fueling further speculation about their ongoing feud.
I mean, it just once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like once you get around, they don't be who they say they is or who they portray to be. You be like, damn, it's damn near like it's a letdown. So you be more so hurt off. So it's like I just go my own way, like I do my own thing and things like that. So that's more so that's what it was, and that's cool. It's just like you just don't vibe with like what they on, and that's I mean, I've been in a situation where though, like I was in a lose-lose situation. Now what came out still on top
with Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me.
Tank Davis, who was paid just $115,000 for his fight against Jose Pedraza, has now come forward to disclose how horribly he was treated financially in the early stages of his career. Given that it was a world title match that greatly advanced his career, this was a startling discovery. Davis stated that Floyd Mayweather's low salary was a part of a bigger pattern of control and maltreatment. Despite the financial difficulties he faced, he won the fight and demonstrated his value. This exposes the commercial side of boxing, as young boxers are exploited from an early age.
Floyd a cold nigga, man. Tank said he got paid $15,000 to fight Pedraza, and it was for a belt too. Floyd was out here acting like the record labels, man. I hope he ain't still doing this. $15,000, you can't even live half a year off of that.
Shane Mosley, in his interview with Art of Dialogue, shared his perspective on the ongoing tension between Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather. He suggested that a major factor in their strained relationship is Floyd's reluctance to fully step back and allow Tank to have his moment in the spotlight. According to Mosley, Tank is now at the top of the boxing world, much like Floyd was during his prime, but Mayweather seems unwilling to acknowledge that a new era has arrived. Rather than embracing Tank as the new face of boxing, Floyd may still see himself as the sport's biggest name, making it difficult for him to take a back seat. Mosley's comments highlight a common issue in boxing. Legends sometimes struggle to pass the torch. Mayweather, having dominated the sport for years, might find it hard to accept that a new generation of stars is emerging. This could explain why Tank has become increasingly vocal about feeling unsupported or even undermined by Mayweather. The tension between them has been brewing for some time, and Mosley believes it may stem from Floyd's inability to embrace a mentorship role rather than a competitive one. If Floyd were more willing to guide and uplift Tank, their relationship might be in a much better place. Instead, Tank seems to feel like he is constantly fighting for recognition and respect, even from the man who once promoted him. Mosley made it clear that he harbors no personal animosity toward Floyd. Despite what some fans might assume, he emphasized that he has always maintained a good relationship with Mayweather's family and respects everything Floyd has accomplished in the sport. His goal in speaking on the matter wasn't to criticize Floyd unfairly, but rather to provide an honest take on the situation. He acknowledged that Mayweather's accomplishments are undeniable and that his self-belief played a crucial role in his rise to greatness. However, Mosley pointed out that every era eventually comes to an end, and it is now time for the next generation of fighters to take over. He stressed the importance of allowing new champions to shine and questioned whether Floyd was truly willing to help others achieve greatness the way he did. Mosley suggested that this might be at the core of Tank's frustration. Tank has already established himself as one of boxing's biggest stars, but he may feel that Floyd is not fully supporting him in taking the next step. The dynamic between them has led to speculation that Floyd's continued presence in the spotlight could be overshadowing Tank's rise, rather than uplifting him as a successor. Instead of stepping aside and allowing Tank to flourish on his own, Floyd's actions may be preventing him from fully stepping into his own legacy. During the conversation, Mosley also weighed in on how a hypothetical fight between Mayweather and Tank would play out at 135 lbs. While he believes it would be a competitive matchup, he ultimately gave the edge to Floyd. He cited Mayweather's superior boxing skills, speed, and reach as key advantages that would make it difficult for Tank to impose his power. Mosley explained that Mayweather's mastery of defense and movement would likely prevent Tank from landing the devastating punches that have made him such a feared knockout artist. However, he did acknowledge that Tank possesses fight-changing, a power, comparing it to his own punching ability in his younger days. Interestingly, Mosley pointed out that Mayweather has historically had some difficulty against southpaws who were able to land clean shots on him. Given Tank's power and aggressive fighting style, he could present some challenges for Floyd. However, Mosley ultimately leaned toward Mayweather's ability to control the pace of the fight and make adjustments, which would likely neutralize Tank's offense. Despite all of Mayweather's success, Mosley believes that true greatness is not just about winning fights, it's also about knowing when to pass the torch. He suggested that the tension between Tank and Floyd ultimately comes down to whether Mayweather is willing to fully embrace that role. As Tank continues to solidify his place at the top of boxing, he may feel that he is doing so without the full support of the man who once guided him.
I don't hate Floyd. I'm happy for Floyd. You know, he's accomplished so much, and he believed in himself to accomplish all these different things, to be great, to dare to be great. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of him. I'm proud that the brother, you know, went all the way to the top of the mountain and won. But now, Floyd, it's time for somebody else to win. You won. You won. It's time for the new generation. They're gonna win. But your era, you won. But now there's another era. So can you make somebody else great like you are, or help them be great like you are? That's the issue, right? And maybe that's what Tank is talking about.
Whether Floyd's actions are intentional or simply a byproduct of his competitive nature, the situation has clearly created resentment on Tank's end. Mosley's insights provide a deeper understanding of the complex relationship between Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather. While their issues may appear to be about business or personal disagreements, they likely stem from a larger struggle.
It was destined for superstardom, bro. And yeah, Floyd certainly helped, but Gervonta Davis has the it factor. He's the whole package. Floyd Mayweather saw that, and because of that, Floyd Mayweather signed Gervonta. They brought him up, all of that. Not, Gervonta just happened to be under Mayweather, because we saw those people who don't necessarily have the mouth or the appeal that Tank has. Example, Richardson Hitchens, and a lot of other guys that, according to what was Richard Hitchens' coach's name that we had on? Lenny. He said he saw with his own eyes. They had talent on the shelf. So yeah, they brought Tank Davis up, but Tank did a lot of that on his own, dog. He is a